Hi everyone, welcome to a Stamping to Share video. My name is Kalthoff and today I'm going to share with you how to create this really gorgeous Valentine's Day card. You can see it has something called a honeycomb over the top, and you can actually use any symmetrical shaped punch or framelit or any kind of a die cutout, and once you fold them in half and glue them together you get kind of this honeycomb effect. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. And then on the inside, it's just a very sweet Be My Valentine. So I'm going to show you the two stamp sets we used, and that's the ticket. As you can see here, there's all different occasions on this stamp set, but I used the Valentine's Day occasion. And then in the Delightful Dozen word stamp set, we have our Be My Valentine. And so that's what I used on the inside of the card. And of course you can use a lot of different colors with this. Pinks and reds look good. This one happens to be done with rose red, and I use the paper stack that coordinates with that. And the particular card that I'm going to work on today is going to use our Raspberry Ripple in color. So what I did is I started with a base card, 8.5 by 5.5, folded in half. And on the inside, I've gone ahead and I've just already put a white panel with Be My Valentine stamped on it. And for the front part of the card, what I want to do is I want to take some of the paper stack in the in colors, and I'm just going to cut the base part at 3.5 by 4 inches. And then I cut another Whisper white piece just about 1/8 of an inch larger, so that I had a very skinny white frame all the way around. And then I wrapped some ribbon around it. This is white organza, and I just taped that down in the back, as you can see. And then my white panel that goes over the top is 2.5 inches by 2 3/4 inches. And I wanted to share those measurements with you because I always get asked about measurements, and if I don't do it now, I hate to go back and remeasure. So here we go. You can see that I've gone ahead and I've put a few little, a little four pack here of our basic rhinestones. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and glue this onto my card front. So, and I don't mind using glue on Whisper White because it's actually the second layer here in this panel. So it's not like it's the first layer. This panel of Whisper White I adhered with snail. Alright, so I think this looks real nice. The next thing that you'll do is you'll stamp the Valentine's ticket onto a strip of paper. Now I used a 1 inch by 8.5 inch strip of Whisper White paper. I used the Raspberry Ripple ink pad, and I just went ahead and I stamped 4 tickets onto this strip. And then you take the ticket punch that Stampin' Up has, and you can just line it up like so. And going from the back of the punch, I can make sure that I have this lined up properly. You can just go ahead and punch all your tickets. Now I went ahead and did that in advance to save a little time. So I'm going to take the tickets, and I've already put snail on the back, and I just am going to layer them at the bottom of this card. You can see how I'm doing this. And I'll just do this, continue this all the way across the bottom of the card. There we go. And that's our Valentine's greeting at the bottom of the card. Then I want to show you that before you put this big honeycomb heart on here, you want to go ahead and use some basic rhinestones, and they have some ropes, and that's what we're going to use, is one of these ropes. And you want to take, let me grab a scissors. You want to take a scissors, and you're going to cut off 3 of the rhinestones. And then I like to use a paper piercing tool, and I can just reach under with the paper piercer, and that allows me to pull up an entire strip like this. Then what I'm going to do is at the top of the paper, I'm just going to set that down with one finger to anchor it in the corner, and then bring it all the way across in a fairly straight line. We're not going to be terribly picky on the video. All right, so we have the base of our card ready to go. Now what we need is 8 heart punch outs. And I use the heart punch from Stamping Up, and I just punched 8 of them. Now the trick is to get them folded in half, and sometimes it's really hard to get that point folded perfectly. So I found that when I use a bone folder and I just curl the heart a little bit around the bone folder, you want whatever part you want going to the outside needs to be curled towards the inside. And then then it makes it a lot easier for me to find the very point of that heart. Then we can go ahead and use the bone folder to make a nice fold. So we're going to go ahead and do that on this one too. There we go. And so you'll do this with all 8 pieces, and then you just start gluing them. So I will put a little bit of glue here, and then as you glue, you want to make sure that this bottom edge stays nice and straight. And you can see how they would fan out. Now I have already glued 6 of the hearts together into this shape, so I'm just going to put the last 2 on here. Oops. I'm just putting a little bit of glue on here, and then we go ahead and line these up. And again, I'm making sure that this, sometimes if I hold it onto my work surface, I can make sure that that bottom piece is nice and flat. Now you can do anywhere from 8 cutouts to like up to 25 different shape cutouts, and the more cutouts you use, of course, the fuller your honeycomb effect will be. Now I went ahead and used 8 for this card, but you're certainly welcome to do more. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little glue right here and right here. And now we can go ahead and put it on the front of our card, right where the bling is. And we just need one more thing to make this card complete, and that is one more little Valentine's Day sentiment with "That's the Ticket." I have it on a dimensional, so I'm just going to set this right here and press that down, and our card is complete. Hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and have a very happy day. Thanks so much for stopping by Stamping to Share.